What's up, guys? Today we're doing an operator guide on how to play as Tubarao. Tubarao, the new operator coming to Operation Deep Freeze. Oh, let's get to it, shall we? So you got two guns. The MPX doesn't have a 1.5 scope. It's still the MPX. It's not bad. And then you have Maverick's DMR, and this is a defender. DMRs on defense have always been strong, and with I'm just gonna call him Tuba. It's a 2-speed, so you can maneuver around the map extremely fast with the DMR. And this DMR, compared to Rooney's, it has 10 less bullets, but it does 7 more damage. So you are going to be able to 2-shot basically anyone to the chest. So pretty nice. And then you have a Sledge's pistol, and you have nitro or proximity alarms. And obviously, you're probably going to bring the nitro, especially with some of the tricks we have coming up. All right, now let's talk about Tubarao's ability, the Zota canister.
Things are throwable that will detonate.
So you're gonna have 4 of these that you can throw.
Detonate,
look at that radius.
They will release a super cool compound that will freeze pretty much everything in its path. As an attacker, when you step into this effect, you're gonna notice it.
So when you step into the ability as an attacker, you are going to be slowed down like you're in a Malusi Banshee. So you're gonna be walking speed.
You're gonna be slowed down. You'll also.
So this gives him a lot of clutch potential because you're gonna have 4 of these and you can just kind of throw them willy-nilly. The attackers will be able to shoot them, but if they're taking a second to shoot the tiny little gadget that's thrown, that's potential for you to actually just kill them. So you can definitely close off an area and really slow down the attackers just with the occasional throwable, making him really versatile.
Steps. So these footsteps are
and even this
you're walking on.
So let's say you throw one at the ceiling.
They're also visible on the surface below.
Yeah, you're able to see feet from below. So that's another thing you can do is throw it at the ceiling to see feet. And Tubarao has a nitro, so you can kind of function like Pulse.
Low. The effect is not everlasting. It's only a few seconds. If you have any of your gadgets that are in the area of effect of the Zota
that's actually pretty crazy.
They will be disabled or they will be paused. We realize that, well, with really cool temperature, your electronics go down. If you have enough ice, you can also affect.
So any attacker utility, once it gets frozen, it's frozen. And once it runs out, which will explain how long it lasts and other things you can do with this ability in a second, it'll just be active again.
Mechanical gadget, like mechanical joints.
So let's say you're opening up a wall as thermite. Let's say you're trying to open up walls, thermite or ace. You throw a canister, everything's paused. So if you pair this with other operators, you can keep walls closed indefinitely. There are some counters for attackers though, but they're a little tricky.
It can also be affecting mechanical gadgets. So when you're facing a termite and you see the charge start to fuse, you have this moment of reaction where you can.
Yeah, so like right there, that wall's gonna get blown open, but the canister that activates instantly, thermite stops, and then you can like tell Bandit to come over, and just replace his bandit charge, and it'll destroy the thermite. Granted, I'm sure the thermite in that situation can also walk up to the wall and grab his utility off the wall, but he's gonna be slowed down, and it's gonna be kind of annoying.
You're gonna be stopping the termite.
He's gonna be afraid of getting swamped.
Now you're giving your team breathing room, and sometimes.
And the biggest thing about this is that being able to slow down attackers, people already play really slow, especially rank 2.0. People are just crouch walking around. They don't really know what they're doing. Being able to slow people down just even more so, if you can stall out an enemy team for like a minute before they actually decide to push, you're going to see a lot more opportunities where the attackers just have to funnel in through a single door than feeling like they're closing all the rooms down around you.
To kind of think, okay, what's going to happen? Stop it for a second. The wall is still going to blow up at the end of the effect.
Wall's still going to blow up at the end of the effect.
Tubarao's role is one of a flex operator. This operator can.
Yeah, it's extremely flexible. You can use it in multiple different ways, like 1vx situations, which we're gonna go through all this actually.
Play as to kind of slow down a push, do like that, and be able to switch between your roaming role where you disrupt the attack a bit further from
pause
the
the claymore and just run past it
back to sight and slow down whatever is happening on the object.
Or the air jabs. So flexible, you can just get through any attacker utility, slow down the attacker utility, or to slow down the attackers themselves.
Vertical play has been playing quite a big role.
And that
So with
DMR
this gadget, you can
is
use
nice.
it to deploy it on the ceiling and disrupt these attackers that are above you. You can also use it to slow down the attackers, freeze them, disrupt them, or also freeze other breaching shards that they may be placing on the ceiling.
And just like you can follow the feet, so like you see the feet there, starts to walk, you just throw a nitro there, almost 100% chance you're probably going to get killed.
Of synergy, I would say, is the gadget denial. So you have Bandit, Kaid.
Yep, this is what we're talking about.
Tubarao will be
Extremely
joining the
strong,
rank and
paired with
denying the
Bandit,
wall
Kaid,
for
and
the
Mute.
attackers. You can pair this operator with, let's say,
It makes it so easy to stop a wall. Let's say the wall gets EMP'd, right? Well, at the end of that EMP, or at the end of the freeze, your bandits or your Kaids are going to be active again, destroying the attacker utility. So I don't even think that Bandit or Kaid needs to replace, or hell, even Mute, need to replace their ability there, because it's just going to get destroyed afterwards.
Bandit, and give Bandit more time to replace his battery and Bandit trick while the attackers are trying to breach. The second group
Makes it
I would
very
say, is
easy
more the
to
intel
keep
group.
walls closed.
You have Pulse and Solace.
That's what
They
we're talking
provide
about.
A lot of information.
I don't necessarily think that you need a pulse and, I mean, this combination is kind of crazy. You have a pulse and a Tubarao underneath. You throw a freeze at them so they can barely move, and you hit them with 2 nitros. Pulse marks the first guy. You throw a freeze, and both of you just throw nitros at the guy.
A lot of intel. For Tubarao,
Basically, if you can for sure claim 1 kill with 2 nitros, I mean, that's still pretty massive.
Gadget and hopefully catch the attackers that are playing upstairs or in the room next to you.
You know, the follow the feed, it's
is
crazy.
I would call the trap operator. So you can think of Ella, Fenrir, or the other trap operators. These gadgets can be paired with the Zota canister to really create some really disruptive and effective traps for the attackers. Looking at the counters, the first one is Maverick.
So this is what I wanted to talk about. Attacker that can just go through the Tubarao anyways. Maverick. You can just Maverick open the wall, but this Maverick is a hard operator, and I might do an operator guide on how to play Maverick to, like, you know, specifically counter Tubarao.
Because yes, despite
So you can
having
just go through it.
a fiery gadget, he's the only hard breacher who will still be able to go through a reinforcement
But he has to be in the frost, which is going to be extremely annoying.
wall that is affected by this gadget. You can also bring an operator like Zofia, because Zofia's explosive charge will not be affected by the Zota canister. So you can use it to destroy the canister and get rid of the effect. You can also bring frag grenades, which will also not be affected by the Zota canister. Finally, we also have operators like Twitch and Zero. Their gadget, equipped with their laser, will be able to zap
I don't
the
think I don't think those are good counters at all, personally, because these freezing effects are only going to last about 10 to 15 seconds, and this is a lot of time that you're spending
canister and get
trying
rid
to
of the
deal
effect.
with Tubarao.
If you just want to wait and be patient, you can just wait for the effect to run out. But if you're not patient and you want to get rid of it as quickly as possible, you can shoot it, you can melee it, you can use your sledge. And sledge weapons of Tubarao, we have 2 options. First one is the MPX.
Hey, talking about the MPX and the DMR, which are amazing.
The attacker upstairs, if you're able to catch them with your gadget.
Let's go to the next part. Now we're playing Tubarao on drill targets on the new map Lair. So 2nd floor, southwest side. These drills will definitely help you learn the map as well. First floor, southwest side. I believe it's this room. And, like, let's say you're in a 1vx situation, there's someone going to swing you from this, and someone's going to swing you from this. You can just throw your freeze there. Yeah, the attackers can shoot it, but, like, let's say they're here, they have to look down and shoot it. Or you can, like, throw it, like, you know, out of the line of sight a little bit. Like that. I'd probably just throw it, like, in the door frame so they have to look down, and they, you know, they're going to be slow as hell walking through this. It doesn't affect you at all. It'll buy you a little bit of time in here. Let's time it for you guys. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's going to be about 15 seconds. So they last for about 15 seconds. So with 4 of these canisters, you can keep an area locked down for a full minute keep a wall closed for a full minute. So much flexibility with this operator. And this gun is nasty. Like, I don't even need to go for headshots, really, either. Just body shot him down, man. I definitely see Tubarao being one of the best defenders in the game, especially on release. He feels way too flexible, way too strong, kind of like a zombie in a way. Like, you can just do so much with this operator that just feels like it's kind of cheating. That's not an entry. Okay. First floor south side. Gonna be over here. And like game modes like drill target is gonna really help you learn the map incredibly well. It usually just take you on a path. Yeah, I definitely we're gonna go through operator like combinations shortly after this and talk about what operators pair well with them and what operators Tubarao also counters. The operators Tubarao is going to play well with, I mean, obviously the Mute, Cade, Bandit, which we talked about, keeping walls closed. It's going to make it extremely easy to keep a wall closed if you're actually trying to keep a wall closed. And not at the cost of only 2 operators, you can basically forever keep a wall closed. You can pair well with literally any other trap op, like on a door. Like, let's say a thorn trap goes off and you throw a tuber out. That thorn trap is probably going to kill that person because they can't run away. You can pair them with the pulse and, you know, do that double nitro thing I was talking about. Honestly, you really don't even need a pulse. If you have a decent headset and decent audio, you just throw a couple Tubaraos above you, and you're going to be able to find their feet, track them fairly well, reliably, and just hit them with the nitro. Really no risk to you. So, like, you can bring this on a map that you don't really plan on keeping a wall closed. You guys probably already have that handled. There's a lot of maps, like, you can just run around and just kind of, like, you know, you have to fight the attackers. TDM meta. So having a Tubarao with 4 of these abilities in his pocket is pretty strong. He is basically the new Warden in my eyes. His kit is crazy. Even if you don't want to run the DMR, you still have the MPX, which is still a really good gun. It doesn't have 1.5, but still, like, his loadout with the nitro and his ability, it just pairs so well together. It almost feels like it's cheating a little bit. Yeah, so that's my first impression on Tubarao. Let's go to the attackers. Who can counter Tubarao? Well, the only real counter I see to Tubarao is going to be Maverick. No matter what Tubarao does to the wall, if Maverick's there, he's going to open the wall. It is going to mess with the Maverick, be like being in the frost. He's not going to be able to move as quickly, so you might be able to frag him when that's happening, because Tubarao, you can just throw your ability, and then you can fight. Maverick has to actively torch it down, so Maverick is a counter if you are really just trying to get that wall open, but still, it's not a perfect fix. And everything else, I mean, I don't see another operator that really counters Tubarao. The canisters only last about 15 seconds, so using utility like Zof can cut, like the Zof breaches, grenades, Ash Breach on a Tubarao ability doesn't really make sense to me unless you really have to do it and you're in incredible danger. I just don't see how that would be a good idea in really any conceivable way. But, you know, each their own. And yeah, there's no real counter to his ability, because his ability at a glance isn't inherently strong, but if you pair this ability with a really good player with decent game sense, decent game knowledge, decent mechanics, Tubarao's going to be fragging out like crazy, because you can watch your flanks, take engagements that you want to take, and get freebie kills if you play your cards correctly. All right, guys, that's it for today. We're going to be doing more Tubarao guides in the coming days when we play a little bit more on the test server. But until then, make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, and leave a like down below for more. Peace out. Till next time.